得往后再看看，看看前面的一些。哎，hello，
哎呀，楚然上线了，欢迎楚然。来，楚然，
现场信号太差了。
赶紧给我们腾讯视频的朋友们问声好，好不好？介绍一下这次的角色，来，楚然。
Hello， 大家好，我是楚然，在这一秒过火当中饰演的是一个复仇者任素素。
欢迎我们今天本场的唯一古人。
欢迎！
今天为什么是这个装扮啊？大家刚刚蛮好奇的，是在工作对不对？
对的，我还在现场拍。
感谢楚然今天也来，我们今天一起来聊啊。我们刚刚在聊到我们刚刚那个第一集的精彩内容，我们豪门聚会的那个斗嘴的环节，有看到这个部分吗？楚然
看了，我化妆的时候一直在追剧。
你看完了吗？
没有，我现在看到第3集，然后然后我也刷到了一些切片什么的，然后就很想往后看。就是很想看那个是吃包子的那一场。
OK
吃包子
哈，
有看见到，
有了吧？前5集应该
有的，那个好像是在第4集，
有的吧？
第4集好像
已经出现了。
大哥最近吃包子了吗？不爱吃包子的最近是吧？
大哥是自己开号叫包子
哥，包子是吧？1秒钟唤起好多回忆。所以楚然刚刚那个林赫也分享了，他看到一些那个名场面。楚然有看到大家的一些评论或者一些热梗吗？
有的，然后还看到就是我们一些3年前的戏份就是3年前的我还挺喜欢的。
是，但前面应该没有放很多，因为我们3年前拍了还挺多，就是我跟青艺跟素素的一些前史的，而且这个戏份我觉得还挺重要，很甜，然后也有一些就是比较破碎的点吧，我们俩都是。
后面好像会陆续的，就是再会
没错
多放一些。
是的，
前5集确实有很多回到3年前的那个故事，其实导演和剪辑很厉害，就是我们回溯到3年前一点都不突兀，把我们这个故事第1集比如说释放了一些小钩子，第2集就解释了3年前发生了什么，真的很厉害，很好看，就是很上头。
后面反转还是挺大的。
是
后面有什么反转呢？我们待会儿来再聊聊啊。所以包子哥有看到这个自己角色或者这个剧情相关的一些讨论吗？
我还没怎么看，我还没来得及。
我有看到。
你一会儿先去看吃包子。
我先看吃包子，
先看吃包子。
行，好，我一会儿。
真仙有看到吗？真仙追到第1集了，那个追的过程有看一些弹幕之类的吗？
有啊，但是我一般会把弹幕关了看，也是。
沉浸式追剧。
The warm atmosphere was immediately felt when the main cast of the latest drama gathered in a special live broadcast to greet the fans. This long-awaited live is a reunion event for Zhang Linghe, Wang Churan, Fu Xinhua, Su Zhenxuan, He Qiu, Wu Mocho, Xiaobao Liang, and the rest of the cast who finally met again after the filming process ended long enough. From the very beginning of the broadcast, the players greeted each other with great enthusiasm. Zhang Linghe became one of the first actors to join and was immediately warmly welcomed by the host and fellow players. The atmosphere grew more festive as one by one cast members began to enter the live room, while fans continued to flood the comments with welcome greetings. The host also invited the entire audience to share the live broadcast link so that more fans would join in. While waiting for the entire cast to attend, they also showed some footage and photos from the drama that had just started airing. The moment made the atmosphere warmer because the players themselves were seen reminiscing about the filming process they had undergone several years earlier. Shortly thereafter, Wang Churan finally managed to join the broadcast. Although he had experienced network problems because he was on the set of another drama, he still took the time to greet the fans. His presence was immediately greeted by cheers from other players who had joined earlier. The host explained that some guests do have a very busy schedule. Wu Mocho, for example, could only even follow the broadcast for about 20 minutes because he had to continue his journey. However, all players still tried to attend to support the airing of their drama. After all the players gathered, the official introduction session began. Zhang Linghe introduced himself as Murong Qingyi. He admitted that he was very happy to finally be able to meet the fans again through a live broadcast after a long time waiting for the airing of the drama. Fu Xinbo then introduced the character Murong Qingyu, the older brother of Murong Qingyi. The moment of their introduction was even interspersed with jokes about the names of the two characters, which sounded so similar that it made everyone laugh. Su Zhenxuan introduced himself as Li Bo's, while He Qiu explained that he was playing Yi Jihong, a character who would only appear in later episodes. Xia Baoliang also introduced himself as Li Rongzhong, a father figure who had an important role in Murong Qingyi's life journey. Wu Mocho also introduced the character Murong Jinrui, who is Murong Qingyi's older sister. He joked that many people did not expect him to play Zhang Linghe's older brother. The joke was immediately greeted by laughter from other players who agreed that the character was actually very suitable to be played by him. Meanwhile, Wang Churan introduced the character he played despite having to do it through an internet connection that was interrupted several times. He revealed that he was undergoing the filming process so that he could only join from the job site. Although the connection was interrupted several times, Wang Churan still tried to follow the entire discussion session with other fellow players. After the introduction session was over, the conversation began to move on to the airing of the drama's premiere episode. The hosts were curious whether the players themselves followed the development of the story, which was just starting to air. Zhang Linghe admitted that he had already watched the first episode. Although he only completed one episode, he admitted that he immediately recalled many moments when the filming process took place. He even said that there were some scenes that made him have to remember the production process that was done about 3 years ago. Su Zhenxuan also admitted that he had just started following the drama. Unlike Zhang Linghe, He Qiu had apparently watched up to the 5th episode, making the other players quite surprised. They also joked that He Qiu was among the spectators who were very quick to follow the development of the story. Wu Mocho also had an interesting experience. He said he watched the first episode while he was at the airport. In the midst of a busy trip, he deliberately took the time to catch up with the premiere because he was very curious to see the final result of the drama that they had been filming for quite some time. According to Wu Mocho, the opening episode immediately managed to make it dissolve into the story. He even admitted that it was difficult to stop watching because the plot presented felt very interesting from the beginning. Wang Churan also revealed something similar. He said that he followed the development of the drama even while undergoing the makeup process on the set. During work breaks, he continues to take the time to watch the latest episodes so as not to miss the story. Despite not having time to finish the entire initial episode, Wang Churan admitted that he had seen various footage circulating on social media. One of the scenes that intrigued him the most was the famous moment when one of the characters was enjoying a steamed bun or bao. The scene has apparently been the subject of heated discussion among the audience. The discussion then continues on how this drama composes its storyline. Zhang Linghe explained that quite a number of important scenes were actually taken from the story of the previous 3 years. According to him, the relationship between the characters in the past has a big role in building the emotions of the story that is taking place today. He said he really liked the whole scene that was set 3 years earlier. For him, the passage shows a much warmer, sweeter relationship, as well as the foundation for the great conflict that followed. The cast also praised the director's ability in crafting the storyline. They considered that the audience was made to continue to be curious because the first episode only gave a few clues about the past of the characters. It was only in the following episodes that various pieces of the story began to be explained slowly so as to make the plot feel more interesting. According to Zhang Linghe, the editing technique makes the audience obtain surprises little by little without immediately knowing all the secrets of the characters from the beginning. The cast agreed that the decision became one of the main strengths of the play. In addition to discussing the storyline, they also began to allude to various comments that have appeared on the internet since the drama aired. The hosts asked the players to share their reactions to the various scenes that became heated conversations. Zhang Linghe admitted to seeing a lot of footage circulating on social media. One of the things that caught his attention the most was the fight scenes as well as the appearance of the characters in elegant costumes. He also saw many comments praising the appearance of the players in suits that were judged to be very suitable for their respective characters. However, he admitted that when he returned to watch the drama, He had forgotten the sequence of several scenes because the filming process was carried out about 3 years ago. He must literally recall every event that is now beginning to be shown to the public. On the other hand, Wang Churan admitted that he usually chooses to watch dramas without opening the comments column. According to him, this method makes him more focused on enjoying the storyline without being distracted by various audience opinions. However, he still follows several pieces of videos that are widely discussed on the internet so that he knows which scenes are going viral. Meanwhile, the other players also started reading various funny comments fans made regarding their characters. Many of them admitted that they were surprised that the audience noticed small details that they even had time to forget during the filming process. The relaxed discussion, full of laughter, and filled with behind-the-scenes stories made the live atmosphere feel even more familiar. The cast was seen enjoying a moment of reunion, as well as witnessing the great enthusiasm of the fans who have been waiting for the airing of this drama for years. The fun of live has just begun. After discussing the impressions of the early episodes, the players prepare to enter the next session that will explore the chemistry between the characters, viral comments from the audience, to various interesting stories during the filming process that they have never revealed before. After discussing the impression of the early episodes, the live atmosphere was even more interesting when the hosts began to read various viral comments that the audience was talking about on social media. Zhang, Linghe and Wang Churan's names immediately took center stage as the chemistry of the two was cited as one of the drama's biggest attractions. One of the comments that appears most often reads, "Man among men, woman among women." The sentence was used by netizens to describe the visual aura of Zhang Linghe and Wang Churan when they were in one frame. The host asked Zhang Linghe to guess which scene made the audience make such comments. The actor had a good laugh and admitted that he was not sure what the specific scene meant. But after thinking for a while, he said it was most likely that the comment appeared every time he and Wang Churan appeared together in one scene. The statement immediately provoked a splashy reaction from other players. Wang Churan, who was still on the set, also smiled at the explanation. Although the internet connection was interrupted several times, he still tried to follow the conversation and respond to the players' jokes. The hosts then read out another comment that referred to their partner as Hung Hai Kingtianji, a term fans use to describe the drama's lead couple. Zhang Linghe also gave a fairly in-depth explanation of the relationship between Murong Qingyi's character and Susu. According to him, the relationship between the two characters is not built only with romantic elements. He stressed that love and hatred are precisely the main foundations of their relationship. 3 years earlier, the two characters were very attached to each other, but a series of major conflicts forced them to part in a very dramatic way. What makes their relationship even more complicated is the situation when they meet again. By the time the reunion happens, Susu is already in a very close position with the Murong family, while Qingyi has to face the fact that the person she loves most is now involved in a relationship related to her own older brother. Zhang Linghe described the condition as a relationship that continues to be held back by fate. The viewer, according to him, sees not only a couple in love, but also two people who are forced to be on opposite sides by circumstances. Wang Churan added that past scenes have an important role in explaining why the emotions of the two characters feel so strong. He admitted that many scenes 3 years earlier were very sweet, but at the same time kept the seeds of wounds that later developed into major conflicts in the present. The host also highlighted how viewers referred to past scenes as sweet but violent, sweet but painful. The performers agreed that many romantic moments were overshadowed by the threat of separation, so the audience felt mixed emotions when watching them. In addition to the main couple, the relationship between Murong family members is also a hot topic. Fu Xinbo, who played Murong Qingyu, received a lot of praise because of the character of Big Brother, who was considered ideal by the audience. Comments such as, "Murong Qingyu is the type of dream partner," appeared repeatedly in the live column. In response, Fu Xinbo explained that Qingyu was a very responsible figure towards the family. He knows what to do, what not to do, and always puts the interests of the family above his own. Zhang Linghe then shared an interesting story from the set. He revealed that he and Fu Xinbo often discuss how to convey dialogue so that brother and sister relationships feel more natural. At first he did not understand some of Fu Xinbo's acting choices, but over time he realized that Qingyu was actually a figure who chose to be tolerant despite knowing many things that were not spoken directly. According to Zhang Linghe, the dynamic between Qingyu, Qingyi, and Li Bo's becomes one of the most interesting relationships in the drama because the three are connected through secrets, loyalties, and emotional conflicts. Meanwhile, the character of Li Bo's, played by Su Junxuan, also received great attention from the audience. One viral comment described him as an innocent child who started to smell the suspicious scent of his older sister. The phrase made the whole cast laugh because it was considered to be very illustrative of Li Bo's nature. Su Junxuan explained that his character was indeed very straight and honest. When he feels that something is wrong with someone, his instinct will encourage him to continue to pay attention to the person until he finds the truth. He even admitted that he only realized how detailed the audience paid attention to Li Bo's expressions and movements after reading the comments on the internet. The host then alluded to Li Bo's relationship with Boss Hai's character, which began to pique the audience's curiosity. Su Junxuan only gave a hint that their first meeting was very interesting and would develop further in the following episodes. In the middle of the character discussion, Wu Mocho got the opportunity to tell his experience as Murong Jin Rue. He admitted that he was initially very nervous when he first met Zhang Linghe, Wang Churan, and Fu Xinbo on the set. Their first meeting took place in a large hall on the first day of production. Wu Mocho felt worried about not being able to adjust to the atmosphere of filming the period drama. But he said all the players welcomed him very kindly and continued to encourage him during the shooting process. He also expressed concern over the use of dialect in some scenes. During filming, he was afraid that his accent sounded too strong. After watching the final result of the drama, she felt relieved because she thought her appearance actually looked natural and adorable. The other players immediately praised Wu Mocho's acting and called him the most unique member of the Murong family. Jokes about him as the most abstract actor in the Murong family made the live atmosphere filled with laughter again. Not only that, the host also discussed the comments of netizens who called the Murong family the family with the most quality visuals. Zhang Linghe and Fu Xinbo responded to the compliment casually while throwing jokes at each other about who was the most handsome in the family. While the players joked, the host tried to contact Xia Baoliang to discuss Li Rongzhang's character. Because the connection was lost, other players actually took over the explanation of the character. They explained that Li Rongzhang was Murong Qingyi's adoptive father who had a huge influence on the formation of Qingyi's personality. Although it has not appeared much in the early episodes, the existence of this character continues to be mentioned in the story, making the audience curious. Zhang Linghe then gave a little leak regarding Qingyi's relationship with her adoptive father. He said their relationship was very complex. On the one hand, Li Rongzhang was very hard to educate, but on the other hand, all these actions were actually based on deep affection. The discussion went on to various scenes that have become the subject of memes on the internet, including an elaborate wedding scene and the moment when Qingyi had to address someone as sister-in-law. The players admitted that the scene was very fun to record because the dialogue felt awkward and funny at the same time. The longer the live lasted, the more it became apparent that the players were really enjoying this moment of reunion. They not only promoted the drama, but also recalled each other's filming process, which was full of stories. From the first day they met to the emotional scenes that are now a hot topic of conversation among fans. The fun continues. In the next session, the players will play a special game by repeating the most iconic dialogues of their respective characters, reenacting the audience's favorite scenes, as well as unraveling the story behind the shooting of the tango scene, which is called the biggest turning point in Zhang Linghe and Wang Churan's relationship in this drama. Entering the second half of the live broadcast, the atmosphere was even more lively when players were invited to play a game related to the most famous dialogues of their respective characters. The simple game actually became one of the most entertaining sessions because all players had to remember the scene they filmed about 3 years ago. The host starts the game by asking Zhang Linghe to bring back the most memorable dialogue for Murong Qingyi's character. Although he admitted that he had just finished the first episode, so he was still trying to remember some scenes, he finally chose one of the conversations that was considered quite representative of Qingyi's personality. With a serious expression, Zhang Linghe revived the character and demonstrated dialogue that showed Murong Qingyi's firmness as well as calm side. Fellow players immediately gave applause and laughed because of the way Zhang Linghe instantly re-entered the character he had once played. Soon it was Wang Churan's turn. He chose one of the emotional dialogues that he thought best described the journey of the character he played. Wang Churan said that the sentence came after the relationship between the two characters underwent a major change and became one of the most memorable moments during the filming process. He explained that the scene shows someone who has to face the harsh reality when dealing with people who seem to have risen again, carrying so many wounds from the past. According to Wang Churan, the dialogue had such strong emotions that he still remembers it today. After Wang Churan finished his scene, other players came along to comment. They admit that the scene has indeed become one of the important points in the development of the story, and will increasingly feel its meaning when the audience follows the next episodes. The game then continued to Fu Xinhua. The actor Murong Qingyu laughed because he admitted that he suddenly forgot his own dialogue. After thinking long enough, he finally managed to remember one of the emotional scenes between brother and sister that became a favorite of many viewers. Fu Xinhua explained that the brother-sister relationship in the drama is not just an ordinary family relationship. Many scenes show how Murong Qingyu secretly always pays attention to Murong Qingyi, even though the two often do not express feelings directly. He later recalled a scene when the character's brother had to search for his sister all night. For Fu Xinhua, the scene became one of the most emotional parts because it showed the affection of a brother who had been shown more through actions than words. Su Zhenshuan, who plays Li Bo's, also gets a turn to recite his favorite dialogue. He chooses a sentence that shows the character's determination to continue searching for the truth. According to Su Zhenshuan, Li Bo's was a figure who did not easily believe in the circumstances around him. When he feels something is wrong, he will continue to investigate until he finds an answer. This character is what he thinks makes Li Bo's feel different than other characters. Meanwhile, He chose a dialogue that portrays Yi Jihong's character as a person who firmly holds principles. He explained that one of his favorite lines has to do with the way of life and beliefs that the character firmly holds. According to him, the sentence was the clearest representation of Yi Jihong's personality before the character actually appeared in the story. Sha Baoliong was not left behind. The host recalled one of Li Rongzhang's iconic dialogues that showed the authority and assertiveness of the character as an adoptive father figure. Although he hasn't made many appearances in the early episodes, Li Rongzhang's character has already managed to attract the audience's attention through his mysterious aura. After the rest of the players have read each other's iconic dialogue, the host presents the next challenge. Zhang Linghe was asked to promote the play using a dignified tone of speech in accordance with Murong Qingyi's character, while Wang Churan was asked to do so in the typical style of the character he played. Without hesitation, Zhang Linghe conveyed the invitation to watch the play with a serious expression that instantly made the entire cast laugh. Wang Churan then followed with a gentle but emotional style so that the atmosphere of the promotion turned more and more interesting. The next session presented a collection of images from the scenes that the audience had talked about the most since the drama began airing. The first scene shown is the moment when Murong Qingyi and Susu learned to dance tango. As soon as the image appeared, Zhang Linghe and Wang Churan immediately smiled at each other as they recalled the long training process. According to Zhang Linghe, tango scenes are not just about performing romantic dances. Behind the movement that looks beautiful, there is a big change in the relationship of the two characters. Many emotions are deliberately stored in the scene so that the audience can feel the tension and closeness between the two. Wang Churan added that during the dance, her character is actually going through a tremendous inner upheaval. He must have shown a desire to remain close to Qingyi, but at the same time realized that their relationship has changed. The two also revealed that during the rehearsal process they studied the choreography several times before filming began. They even had time to watch training recordings to correct the movements to produce scenes that eventually appeared on the screen. The host then showed another scene featuring Fu Xinhua with Wang Churan while teaching children to make planes at a flight school. Fu Xinhua recounted that the scene actually had many small details that might have gone unnoticed by the audience. One of them is the interaction of children who are secretly aware of the closeness of the two characters and even ask if they are in a relationship. According to him, the moment became one of the most enjoyable experiences during filming because the child players gave a very natural reaction so that the atmosphere on the location felt alive. Next came the scene that showed Su Junxuan with an appearance that made the entire cast laugh again. They recalled how Li Boza's expression in the scene actually became the subject of memes on social media after the drama aired. Not stopping there, the host again showed footage related to Murong Qingyi and Li Rongzhong's relationship. Zhang Linghe explained that many viewers may still be confused by the relationship of the two characters because that part has not been fully explained in the early episodes. He then gave a hint that Li Rongzhong was a figure who raised Qingyi with a very hard upbringing. Despite looking cold and disciplined, all of Li Rongzhong's actions were actually driven by compassion. Zhang Linghe hoped that the audience would be patient following the development of the story, as the background of their relationship would be gradually explained. The players agreed that the more episodes aired, the more secrets would be revealed. They also remind that many important scenes have not yet appeared, so the audience should not rush to conclude the storyline. Towards the end of the broadcast, the entire cast again invites the audience to continue following the drama, each episode of which will present new conflicts, the development of interstellar relations, as well as various surprises that they have been preparing since the beginning of production. Each of the players in turn gives a closing message in the typical style of their character. Zhang Linghe, Wang Churan, Fu Xinhua, Su Junxuan, He Qiu, and Sha Baoliang both thanked fans for their continued support since the drama began airing. The live was then closed with special visual effects that the production team had prepared. The players looked amazed to see the results of the effect before finally saying goodbye to the entire audience. They hope that fans will continue to follow each episode that will air next and meet again in another opportunity to share stories about the journey of the drama that is now a hot topic among Chinese drama lovers.